Hey guys, today me and Brayden are gonna be reacting to I Cooked 100 Years of Burgers by Guga Foods.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, but the thumbnail looked pretty cool, so yeah. Now let's restart it.
On today's video, I am cooking 100 years of burgers, and we're going to be rating them from 1 to 10 so you know which ones we like best. And we're starting off with this one.
What is that?
That looks like it has like no seasoning.
It looks like an average chicken sandwich.
Like this. At this time, they served hamburger steaks with a fork and a knife. Then one person showed up in a hurry, so they said, "Let me put on some toast for you." And that is how one of the very first burgers
with a fork and a knife.
Who's eating that?
where they still serve the original burger today. Now, the interesting thing is how it was cooked. It was cooked in a vertical broiler that looked something like this. At this time, burgers cost 10 cents.
I've actually made a burger like that, and it cooks it perfectly. Cause look, it cooks it at all good angles. So yeah,
10 cents to $7.24.
invest to something like that.
That's disappointing.
Honestly, I don't have one of these, so I try to improvise as much as possible. These are cooling racks. I'm hoping they're gonna work just fine. Now for the patty, I chose 80-20. And as you can see, a nice thick one. So after laying down my burger on the cooling rack, I seasoned the patty with a good amount of salt and pepper. Then I immediately put one right on top. As now I got my sears all and started to broil the beef. Surprisingly, it worked extremely well. And I can only imagine the smell that came out of this in the restaurant. Now they were not crazy because they also toasted their buns. And as far as I know, the very first burger had
That
nothing.
just looks so
Bread and beef.
unappetizing.
It doesn't get any simpler than that. However,
like
with
a
our
dog
research
pooped on
nowadays,
it.
That one looks
this.
better.
And that had a little bit of cheese bread, followed by the broiled beef, a thin slice of onion,
The one that
and a
we
little tomato.
think looks
Close
the
it all
best,
up,
we're
and
gonna
this is
try
one
to
of the
make.
first burgers created. But don't forget the original with nothing. Now, how did it taste? Well, let's try them and rate it.
Looks very different than the burgers we know today. There's no cheese, but at least there's no vegetables either.
It is basically
What's so
meat
funny?
and sandwich bread. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I don't care what anybody says. That's delicious.
Look, it's really good, but
Well,
it feels wrong
he's
that
the
it's
one
in
who made
toast.
it.
Yes.
I'm okay with it being in toast, but I just feel like it needs some cheese. It needs some sauce.
Funny you said that because nowadays they actually make it like this, sir, and it has cheese for you.
Oh, man.
But that's not how it started. That's where we are right now. And this burger, everybody, still being served today. Cheers, everybody.
I gotta
Fuck
sip
that
them
for all
too.
you guys.
Mmm.
Oh, that's so much better with the cheese and the tomato and the onions.
Talking about that, there was a huge upgrade from this decade to the next. Check it out.
In the 1920s, White Castle was born. The price started at only 5 cents. That's about
Here's the thing, I drove past the White Castle and I was gonna get some when we were in Kentucky, but I didn't. So I've never had White Castle to this day. Maybe next time we go to Kentucky, we'll rate it.
Like your fried chicken?
White Castle.
cents today. They are known to have invented the slider and the concept of carrying out. Now the way they made their sliders are quite unique. First thing to do is to grab some beef. Then to make
Me
them at
personally,
home,
I'm
you
not
want
a
to lay
fan
down
of,
some
like,
parchment
flat
paper and
burgers.
immediately spread a good amount of beef. We want to get them super flat. So for that, I put another parchment paper
Like I
right on
said.
top and pressed it with another sheet. Now I laid it down on a cutting board and using the back of
I
my
don't like
knife,
these
I
kind
went
of
ahead and
burgers.
scored the beef. This will allow me to break them once they get frozen. Now I remove the
trying to
parchment
save
paper.
money.
If you're following the original
Well, that's
recipes,
how
you
they
must
make it.
poke 5 holes. You can do it just by using a chopstick.
What if I
Once they
put
were all
6?
done, into the freezer it goes to firm up.
You done more
After
than that.
about 1 hour, I took it out and look, we got our beef ready to be cooked. But there's one more thing that we gotta do, and that is to use the onions. They don't use fresh onions on White Castle. They actually use this, dehydrated
What
one. So we gotta
the-
bring them back to life. To do that, you just gotta soak them in water. And funny enough, they still use this method today. In case you are wondering what kind of buns I'm using, these are Hawaiian sliders. They're gonna work perfectly for this recipe. So
Wait,
to
isn't
put them
that
outside, I went. I heat up the cast iron griddle and placed all of the onions in there together with the water. Because instead of getting a nice crust on our meat, we're gonna steam it. Yep, right on top of the onions. And
That's
funny enough,
such a
the bread goes
strange
right
way
on
to
top
make a
of the
burger.
beef. That's the way way they
Yeah.
still do it
It
today.
looks like
You see,
little
the idea
pieces of
is that the
rice.
steam will also heat up the buns. I'm not gonna lie though, it
looks
feels
like
weird
somebody-
putting the bread on top of the
Somebody
beef.
was trying to
Because
save
once it's fully
onions.
cooked, the
Instead of
next
just
thing is to
plocking them
assemble.
down, he tried
First,
to
on one
save
side of the
onions.
bun, they add a little bit of mustard. Next, they scoop the onion and the beef. As now there's left to do is to add
Oh,
some
this-
cheese, followed by
doesn't really
pickles,
look
and
good,
top
I'm
it
not
off with
gonna
that
lie.
mustard
I'm not
bun.
making
Now
this.
this is the White Castle slider.
And plus
In the
they're, like, really
1920s, this
tiny,
was
but
extremely
they are
popular, and
sliders.
costing only 5 cents, it was a hit.
The 1920s burger, White Castle slider.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I saw it being cooked, and I'm not very excited. Let's say that.
You don't like the
Same,
steaming
same.
action on the raw meat, bro.
There's no crust. This thing is gray and sad, bro.
This looks like a boiled burger.
White Castle sounds like we're in the dungeon eating the burger.
There you go. 1 nickel, everybody. Doesn't get any better than that. Let's give it a try. Tell me. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. It's so soft. It's not a good soft.
It's super tender. That's why the pickle is there, to give you a little crunch.
We definitely have way better burgers nowadays, but at the start, 1920s, this is pretty good.
Tell you one thing, it's pretty good. It's time to go
5
on
out
to
of
the
10.
next
That's not
decade.
good.
In the
That's big.
1930s, times were tough. It was the Great Depression. But there's one burger that really stands out from that
See the
decade.
Great
That would be the
Depression
Oklahoma fried burger. Invented by Ross Davids to keep burgers
That
prices
actually
low.
doesn't
He
look
decided to
too
press a
bad.
handful of
That's
onions
normal.
into his patties to extend the beef supply. Now to make this burger,
looks
there's a very
alright,
interesting
which
technique,
is-
and here's
that
how.
looks good
First,
for
we
the
go
Great
ahead and get the
Depression.
griddle nice and hot. Now place the beef right on top. Smash it down a little bit, and as it's cooking, add a good amount of onions. Then, of course, smash it down even more. Now, this burger doesn't get any easier than that to make, as after flipping it so that the onions can cook, you want to go ahead and toast the buns. Now, in its most basic form, this is it. We got bread,
That's it?
beef, and onions. It is
Well,
simple,
that's a
it
lot of
will
onions,
feed hungry
I was
people, and at the same
expecting
time, is it
but-
delicious?
but
Well,
there
let's
is
find out.
The Great Depression burgers from the 1930s, also known as the Oklahoma fried onion burgers. Are you guys ready to
Oklahoma?
try this?
Smells
That was
great.
Great
That's
Depression.
right, everybody. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, that's a lot of onion. That's too much onion.
That's definitely too much onion.
Just the onion, the penny on the bun is just way too simple for me. What do you think, Leo?
The onions have such an overpowering
pick the
sweetness
spider
that
jam
that's what you get
versus
mainly, not a lot of beef.
Not a lot of
Come on, bro.
It makes sense at the time.
They didn't have the money, bro. Chill out.
Times are tough. I get it, I get it.
When times are tough, you gotta feed a lot of people. Still, this
Instead
is
of
a
all
delicious
those
burger.
onions,
Enough.
since
Next
even the
decade.
times
In the
were tough, I would
1940s,
just
things were about to change forever. That's when McDonald's was invented. Originally a barbecue restaurant, in the late 40s, they switched to
Barbecue?
service only burgers,
McDonald's
fries,
is a
drinks,
barbecue
milkshakes, and pies. Also, McDonald's cheeseburger only cost 19 cents. And the way it was made was slightly different
Now
than today.
McDonald's
You see,
costs
at the time, they
$19.
used a nice, thicker patty, kind of like this one. And it was
Whenever
seasoned
my
with salt and
mom
pepper.
goes
The
to
crust was not
McDonald's, it's
strongly
$50.
pronounced, but they made sure to toast the buns. And the original cheeseburger had ketchup on the top bun, followed by some onions and a slice of cheese, followed by the meat. Yep, it was assembled upside down. And there we have it, the original cheeseburger from the 1940s. They don't look like this nowadays, because it had more meat than today.
That
My hope
does
is
look
that it's
like how
gonna
it
be
is.
better.
Kind of.
1940s, the birth of McDonald's,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
the
After
onions.
school, me and Leo used to go straight to McDonald's and grab some cheeseburgers because they used to be 67
That
cents.
like
Not
actually
anymore.
looks
Not
like
anymore.
from-
Are you guys ready to try this burger? Let's see. Please dig in, gentlemen. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That's a classic.
That's a cheeseburger right there, everybody. Wow.
I don't know if I would be able to
Especially
eat
from the
all
last burger that we
those.
had, that was more onion than burger.
Yeah.
This is nice, bold,
Makes the
beefy,
best.
delicious.
Yeah.
Cheese, toppings, everything just blends together.
Cheese. Things were getting a little bit better during this time, so they were able to put the cheese in and not charge a lot on the left for it. But the onion burger, don't knock that one, everybody. It's delicious. With that being said, let's jump on to the
Not gonna lie,
1950s.
it doesn't
In the
look
50s, burgers
Not gonna lie, it
started
was kinda
changing.
mid.
It was when the Whopper was invented, the Jack in the Box, Whataburger, Sonic, and the Juicy
Oh, no, not
Lucy.
Sonic.
Yep, things started getting really good on that decade. Also, the category we know and love was created, but it didn't look like this. This is actually
We should do, like,
different.
challenges
And there's a
in the
very
week
different
to see
burger
the
that was
Sonic
invented in the
burger.
50s, and that would be this one. It's
Oh,
called
I
the
like the-
steam burger.
oh.
First up, we gotta get a beef
That
patty.
looks like
And just
something
like
that
the
comes out of
name
your
says,
nose
we
when
gotta
you're
steam this
sick.
meat. I placed my patty into the steamer.
That looks
followed
like
by
a
some
bur-
white
that
cheddar.
looks like
Covered
when
it up
somebody
with
says I want a
olive
burger.
oil. Next up,
Somebody
we
don't know
got
what that
the
is, so they
burger
just
bun.
go
They use
something
pretzel.
close to a
This is
burger.
quite different than normal buns, and the taste is very light, but also very delicious. And the best part was that it was toasted with
delicious.
butter.
Don't look good,
The 50s knew what they were doing.
Oh, so
To
they put
assemble, it's
butter on
pretty
it.
simple. I lay down a slice of raw onion, followed by some mayo, ketchup, and mustard. Then the tomato goes right on top. We can't forget about the lettuce and pickles, as now it was time for the beef. And we cannot forget one thing, the cheese. To be specific, the
cheese?
white
That
cheddar.
cheese looks
Now
like-
that
Bro,
is
it's not
burger.
perfect for you.
The big question is, how does
Bro,
it
that cheese looks like
taste?
it's got.
And here we have the
it's not gonna be sure.
1950s burger.
And that was good.
It's like
Yeah,
spot.
it does.
Yeah, I saw you
That
making
looks
this
good.
and you steamed it, so I'm not excited.
Wow, this guy's
I'm
such
not
a
that
hater.
excited,
Steaming
actually.
is okay,
If I
everybody,
eat
for a
that.
burger, I guess, right? Let me know in the comments down below. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Watch them like it.
Yo,
It's a mess.
yeah, it's a mess because it's big.
It's very messy.
I
It's a
hate
mess, but it is a
messy
very
burgers.
juicy burger. I have to say.
Very juicy, extremely flavorful, even though I'm still missing the crust. But I cannot say anything bad about it.
You know what? It's actually not bad. It's like you say, the only thing you're really missing is a good crust.
That just
But
looks
with that being
horrible.
said, let's jump on
rated
to the
a 6 out of 10.
1960s.
In the 1960s, Chick-fil-A was founded, and so
Don't
was
even-
Red
That's a
Robin's.
chicken
At this point
sandwich.
in time, hamburgers went from being an American classic to slowly spreading throughout the world. However,
I'm
there's
gonna
one
be really
iconic
surprised
burger
if they
that
had
stands out from the
chicken
rest,
sandwiches
and we're
at
talking
Chick-fil-A.
about the Big Mac. And funny enough, it
Why
was
did they
created because
mention
of a
Chick-fil-A
competition.
then?
McDonald's wanted to compete with the Big Boy hamburger, but instead they created one of the most popular burgers in history. And this is what makes it so famous, the Big Mac sauce. To make it, there are several different versions. The one I like the most is this one. Into a bowl, throw in some mayo, followed by ketchup, mustard, sweet onions, onion powder, grated
reviewing
garlic,
the
butter
McDonald's secret
pickles,
sauce?
white vinegar, salt, and pepper. Mix everything well, and the Big Mac sauce is done. This was also one of the very first burgers
Wow,
to
we need to
use
make a
cream
Big Mac
buns. And at first, Big Mac patties were nice and thick. So we're gonna try to do the original version. I seasoned them with salt and pepper. Got a nice
You know,
crust
Big
in there
Mac
already. After toasting up the
actually
buns, it was
have,
time
like,
for the assembly.
they
We got the
actually have
bottom
a lot
bun,
of
followed by a good
calories.
amount of Big Mac sauce,
Yeah, there was
white
like
onions,
500,
shredded
700
lettuce, 2
calories.
pickles, that beautiful burger patty we just cooked, American cheese, middle bun, and repeat the process once again. To finish it up,
Guys, I don't know if this is like how it was back then, but now Big Mac's like it's like someone smushed it down. They're budgeting.
Smushed down 2 burgers.
Yeah, they're budgeting.
just top it off with the top bun. Now this is the original Big Mac. I wish that it still looked like this in McDonald's.
Yeah, like I
Does
said,
it taste as
that's
good as it
exactly what I
looks?
said.
Well, let's find out.
Here we are on the 1960s, the Big Mac, gentlemen, huh?
I mean, a little bit too many.
A little bit too many what?
Hey,
I'm just gonna cut this out.
how you doing? Living the dream.
Too many of these in my life.
I had quite a few as well, everybody. Big Mac is a classic.
These burgers don't look authentic. They're too good.
McDonald's wish their patties were this big, right?
I've never seen a McDonald's patty this big. I'm not gonna lie, Google, I thought you went to McDonald's and you actually just bought a Big Mac. But now after seeing this, yo, this is no joke.
Let's give it a try, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh man, that tastes like a Big Mac.
That tastes like a Big Mac.
That sauce is so good.
The sauce is right on the money, right?
Fresh Big Mac sauce is crazy.
And it's so juicy. Like you just squeeze it, you see the juices.
Is it fair to
Me
say that it's
personally,
like
I'm
the
not
golden
really a
era
fan
of
of
burgers
Big
right
Mac
here?
sauce.
Pretty much because it's still good today.
True.
I mean,
That is
juicy
delicious.
burgers
And now
are
we're
good,
gonna go and
but
jump
they're
into
not
the
like how much
1970s.
they're talking about them in there.
In the 1970s, the burger cost about 69 cents.
Juicy
And the newly invented grill
Like,
at
it
that
always
time
has to have
was the
some
Big
type of
Mac.
juice.
Another historical burger chain was created.
It can't be dry.
And they shocked the world with
It's
unique
just
square
gonna lose.
patties. They really wanted to stand out from the rest. That's one of the reasons they kept saying fresh, never frozen. This is a good thing, because fresh meat is always better. Now to cook up the original Wendy's
the
burger is
problem
pretty
with White
simple. We
Castle.
got a nice hot griddle and throw in the patty. Of course,
And
don't forget to
McDonald's.
toast the buns. For the assembly, they started with the top bun. First, a
And
good
almost
amount of
every single
ketchup,
burger
followed by
restaurant
mayo.
now.
Then on the bottom bun, go for one
Always
slice of
have
American cheese,
fresh.
followed by that hot square patty, followed by lettuce, a slice of tomato, onions, and pickles. Then top it off with the top bun.
That looks
Now,
like a
this is
Krabby
Wendy's
Patty
original
without the
burger.
zest
Does
of the
fresh never
seeds.
frozen really makes a big deal?
Hey, you guys
Well,
want to
let's
know the
find out.
Krabby Patty
And here
secret
we have
formula
the fresh,
is?
never frozen.
What's that?
Groovy era. Come on, guys.
I actually do know the meat they use for Krabby Patties is not real meat. It's Krabby.
It's like,
That's why they're called Krabby Patties.
yeah, that's why there are no crabs in SpongeBob besides Mr. Krabs.
Yep.
Hey, you gotta hit that?
This guy, man. So this is the Wendy's original burger. I hope that
Wendy's?
it's just as
We need
neat.
to
Or
try
go ahead
Wendy's
and grab it.
Damn, there's no crust on this.
No crust because that's the original and the right way to do it. So hopefully it's gonna taste fantastic. Enough talking. Let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
No more
Cheers.
talking. Eat the burger.
That is
There's
one
something to be
big
said
bite he
about
just
fresh,
took.
never frozen.
This might be one of my favorite burgers on this list so far. This is damn good.
It's so funny. You got like the little square patty too.
It is a Wendy's burger. You know what it tastes like. It is delicious. It's still square today, but let's jump into the 1980s.
Yeah,
My
it's still
era,
square.
when I was born.
Now we're in the 80s, and burger prices were on the rise. At this time, another huge burger joint was opened, created by a father and his 4 sons.
Five Guys.
These 5 guys wanted to choose quality and flavor over
Five
profits. And I'm talking about 5 Guys.
You need to go try
and I'm
Five
gonna be
Guys,
making
too.
their all-the-way burger.
There are
I
a
mean,
lot
take
of
a look at
burgers we
this
haven't
burger.
tried
It
in
is
so little time.
incredible. They do
That
something
burger
most
looks
burger joints don't
interesting.
do. Let me explain. That one has sauteed onions and mushrooms. Just cook them up like you normally would and no big deal. But I want you to notice one thing. There's no seasoning on them at all. And the same goes for the burger patties. The interesting thing is that if you want seasoning on your burger, you gotta ask for it in 5 Guys. And I totally understand where they're coming from. Because the American cheese they put on it already has plenty of salt. So once the burger is perfectly cooked, they go ahead and add 2 slices of American cheese and put an additional patty right on top.
That's
Toast up the
interesting.
buns. Once that's done, the bottom bun gets a little bit of of ketchup, followed by mustard, those beautiful sauté onions, mushrooms, crispy bacon, a good amount of mayo on the top bun, followed by shredded lettuce, pickles, and a slice of tomato. As to finish it up, we go ahead and add those beautiful burger patties with the cheese and top it off with the bun. Now this is the Five Guys all the way burger.
I like
now,
that
how
kind
does
of
it
lettuce.
taste?
That
And then we
burger
got the
good.
1980s.
I don't like
Hey,
the
man,
big
you're old,
like
but your
things of
burgers are
lettuce
fire,
because
though.
if you take a bite and you
So
don't bite all the
this
way,
is
the
Five
whole
Guys.
thing will
I've been
run
to
out.
Five Guys. I never had
You
that
have
much
to
lettuce
have
on the
a
burger.
90%
well, that's because
lettuce,
you ordered the wrong way.
10% burger.
Cheers, everybody.
No.
Cheers.
5% burger, 95% lettuce.
Hold on.
Out of all the decades, we start going up, boy.
Oh, yeah.
What was
Oh, we
that?
What were they doing? And who edited this video?
Hold on.
No,
Out of
what
all the
was
dec-
that? What is that down there? On the
Bro!
bottom right. Noodles.
Is that a spaghetti
eggs,
burger? That's a
Oh.
breakfast burger.
We'll get to that.
We start going up, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we start
That's
going up
crazy.
in flavor.
This is the first one with bacon. Out of the whole video,
That's a bad
the first
thing.
one, I don't even like bacon
I don't
like
want
that.
a breakfast burger.
But on a burger, it's so perfect.
Bacon on a burger is just so damn good.
But
10
now
out of
let's
10.
jump on to the next one, the 1990s.
Now that's a good era right there.
Come on, baby, me
Oh, I
neither.
feel
In the
like the
1990s,
90s
things were not very
burgers.
healthy, and Pizza Hut invented the stuffed crust pizza. That was a hit. There was one burger that was
Pizza
also
Hut.
a hit.
Yes,
It was
Pizza
called
Hut
the
right
Big
there.
and
Pizza Hut
Tasty
stuffed
from
crust.
McDonald's. They made that to
right
fight
there.
the Whopper from Burger King. And the Big and Tasty had its own sauce.
They
To
didn't
make
put
it was
the
pretty
burger
simple.
on
Into a food processor, I threw in one egg yolk,
Onion
followed by
spider.
oil,
They
and blend
came
everything on
second.
high.
They
Then
came-
I added
they
paprika,
came
followed by
second and
salt,
last.
sugar, garlic powder, mustard, barbecue sauce, and lime juice. Now blend everything on high, and there you have it, the Big and Tasty sauce. Now it's called Big and Tasty for a good reason. We got a big burger, so it starts off on the grill, and unlike Five Guys, it gets seasoning. A good amount of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper. Now to assemble, it's pretty simple. We get a good amount of Big and Tasty sauce, followed by Swiss cheese, that monster patty that was just cooked, another slice of cheese,
Swiss cheese?
shredded lettuce,
Oh, God.
diced onions, tomatoes,
What
and
is
that
this
big
again, a
top
Whopper?
bun. Now
Yes.
this is the Big and Tasty. I can't
I
believe
hate
McDonald's
Swiss
took
cheese
this
so
one out of the
much.
menu.
You
I
guys
can
didn't
understand
know
the
this
reason
man
why,
absolutely
and you're about to find out way
despises
shortly.
Swiss
Because take a
cheese
look
like
at this
it's an
burger.
evil
Come on
rivalry.
now. I could have
It's
that burger
horrible.
any day.
Welcome to the 1990s.
Ah, you see, in the 90s they did it right.
That's a big burger.
There's a reason it's called Big and
Stop
Tasty,
cursing,
everybody.
dude.
So the Big and Tasty is Big and Tasty. Let's
This
try
is a
it.
family
Let's
friendly
rate
channel.
it. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
We're trying to.
Bro,
Bro, that is so thick.
there's a big patty.
Completely
Whoa.
different than anything we've
You're
had,
gonna
and the
get us
cheese is different too.
exposed.
I don't know how I feel about the cheese.
Really?
I think American cheese would have been better.
It's good.
Yes,
but it's
I
good.
agree
You
with
guys
you.
enjoy it.
I
But
agree
now
with that,
let's
man.
jump into the 2000s.
Now I'm a teenager.
Now, the 2000s, Wendy's was having a problem. Since their owner passed away, they created the Baconator so that it would blow up with young men. And that's exactly what happened.
Baconator
It
is
saved
good.
Wendy's from selling the company. And the burger costed about $4. The Baconator still exists today. And to make it, it's quite simple. First, we need to cook up 2 square patties. And don't forget, fresh, never frozen. Give your buns a nice toast, then add in mayo and ketchup. Both of the patties got American cheese, followed by 3 slices of bacon each. Now place one on top of the other and lay it down on that bottom bun. Now this is the Baconator, and even today it makes a lot of young men really happy. Don't believe me? Well, here we go.
The 2000s, the Baconator.
The year of no vegetables. Let's go.
We just had bacon for the first time on a burger, and now we have too much bacon on a burger.
Sure. You ready to give it a try? It is still going on today, so
I bet it
let's
does
see
make
if the
young men
Baconator is actually a good nader or a bad one. Wow, that was so cheesy.
That was so cheesy.
The
God
good
damn,
nader
bro.
or the bad nader?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Stop it. This is family friendly.
Damn.
This tastes
This is a
almost
family-friendly
identical to
family.
the Wendy's Baconator.
Yeah, half pound of beef, 6 slices of bacon. I mean, it's crazy good, and by far the unhealthiest burger on this list so far.
Yeah, but it's the tastiest one, I'll tell you
It
that.
is still good.
I know
but
why your
in
mom doesn't
2010,
like
things
pork,
started
because
getting
it's
a
like
little
really
weird.
unhealthy.
This is when social media is at its peak,
Oh,
and everybody wanted to
gosh.
have the next burger.
this what it
That's
was?
when this was invented, the
Ew.
ramen burger. Now, if you've never tasted this, you should, as this
This
was
is
very
all-
popular in the popular in the
Social media
2010s.
made
But the
this.
original
This is the
version was
2010s
like this.
burger.
First thing, the noodles. You want to get
I
two
found out
containers
burgers
just
in
like this.
2020s,
Lay down some
actually.
clinch plastic so things would get out easy. Once you have both of them, go ahead and cook some instant noodles and mix them up with some eggs. You should have a texture like this in the end.
Thank you.
Now place them on a bowl that we just made. Press them down with another container, as now you want to go ahead and cook them until they're fully solid. Because you want to toast those noodles exactly the same way you do with buns. Oh yeah, now you can be as creative as you like going forward. But the original version was
With
like
the
this.
eggs,
You want to
that
go
looks
ahead and cook
horrible.
up some quail eggs, get them nice and crispy. So simple, you want to use a little bit of teriyaki sauce on the bottom noodle bun, followed by that burger we just cooked, and those fried
That just
quailed
ruined
eggs.
my
Finish
chances
it off
of
with
ever
more
even
teriyaki
eating
sauce, and of course
That
the
just
top
ruined my
noodle bun.
chances of
Now
ever
get ready
eating
for
a
an
burger that
Instagram
even
photo
looks
and post it
remotely
online.
like this.
This was very popular in the 2010s. The
Who
question
thought
is,
it was a
how
good
do you
idea
do
to
Who
mix
got- who
noodles
got
and
it-
eggs?
Find out.
Who
Here
thought
we
it was a
got
good idea to make a
2010.
sushi
Yeah,
burger?
things got weird.
That is not a burger.
Come on, man.
What is
Stop
that? That's
cursing.
noodles on
That's
a
what I'm
patty.
saying.
Okay, can we just try it before it breaks?
All right, enough
Chinese
talking. Welcome to the 2010s. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Hmm? Hmm?
They're pretty good though.
What you mean?
Okay.
Nope.
Nobody told me that the noodles were flavored.
What?
Is there like some kind of teriyaki sauce or something on it?
100%.
Damn, I hate to say it, but this is actually good.
Stop cursing.
It is delicious, everybody. I'm telling you.
You made it
not.
once. I'm glad you made it again. But damn, this is the messiest
Stop
burger
it.
in the world, okay?
This is a really good burger, but not as good as the burgers we have nowadays, like the burger that changed my life, Gugu's creation.
This is a smash burger, everybody. I highly recommend. It is a delicious burger. If you've never had a smash burger
That's the end
done
of the
properly,
video.
I highly recommend. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know.
I
in the comments
didn't.
below which one did you enjoy the most and which one was something
Off that
you've
last
never
one.
seen before. If you did enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
That video was interesting. And that last
A lot
burger,
of cursing and some questionable burgers.
yep, that last burger was. Yeah, but that's the end of the video. We'll see you guys later in our next burger video. Burger Boys out.